Alright, now that we've got one flameless candle on, let's get back to the seriousness. Hey everybody, I'm Amber, a disabled gal, here to reveal or remind you that you're complete in Jesus Christ alone. You just need to overcome your disability. Then everything will be all sunshine and roses. This whole overcoming disability phrase irks me. Let's talk about one sentiment behind it that's actually a good and positive thing, though. Some people who have a disability or who acquire a disability kind of stop living life, and that's really unfortunate. I think a lot of this comes from messages that they've heard their whole life that if you have a disability, your life isn't really worth living it, so why even try to live it? This is a real thing that happens emotionally or even sometimes tragically physically through things like euthanasia, prematurely ending a person's life. That's one of the biggest tragedies in our society right now. You know, I just realized my little battery-powered fake candles in the background aren't heated up. I wonder if my sweet husband could help me. Let's see. Hey, Devin.
Yes, my sweet wife.
Could you please turn on the candles? Yeah, I think it's that drawer. There's one of them. Will we just have one candle today? It doesn't look too bad. Actually, it looks kind of nice. Do you want to say hi to the people?
Hi.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, now that we've got one flameless candle on, let's get back to the seriousness. I would say in the case of where you're pointing out that it's good that somebody doesn't stop living, or maybe you're even pointing that out about yourself. You know, ooh, woohoo, I overcame my disability. I would say that's perhaps not the most accurate descriptor. Now, of course, it might be silly to be offended at this descriptor, but I do just want to give a possible alternative that I think is much more accurate. If you disagree with me, that's fine, but I'm just giving food for thought here. Personally, I think the phrase living with a disability is a lot better. Because think about it, this phrase even encompasses the fact that, hey, I'm still living. You know, my life didn't stop just because I have a disability. That doesn't mean your life looks exactly the same as a non-disabled person's life, but it just means, hey, I'm not going to, you know, wallow in misery, you know, as some people might expect me to. I think this living with a disability phrase is even better than, say, the phrase suffering from a disability. I have made a whole video about that phrase in the past. The phrase overcoming disability is also a little bit misleading because oftentimes the disability is still there. The person isn't miraculously healed or something. I'm not necessarily a cessationist. I believe that that's possible, but it's just not something that happens in this day and age very often, if ever. I'm very skeptical of, say, Benny Hinn type of people. Speaking of him, his nephew Costi Hinn has some very good content. I would recommend Costi Hinn's content around the topic of healing. Another thing to consider is this overcoming disability phrase is often used in a very nefarious way. When a disabled person isn't living up to society's expectations of them, we're often told that we need to
overcome our disability.
They might compare us to other disabled people and say, hey, look, they overcame their disability. Why aren't you doing that? It's kind of this shame tactic that doesn't take into account there are various levels of disability and different people have different support systems and resources. There's just all kinds of factors that varies into how well a disabled person is going to thrive. So just because this one disabled person over here appears to have overcame their disability, whatever that means, that doesn't mean that other disabled people don't need support and resources. When this overcoming disability phrase is used, it could easily make society think, well, we don't really need to accommodate or support disabled people because the onus is on them. It's their problem to overcome their disability. It shifts the blame off of society for not being accommodating onto disabled people for not overcoming disability or inaccessibility. An easy example is, I don't need to install a ramp on my building. You just need to, get up out of that wheelchair, overcome your disability for like a few seconds and walk up those stairs. And while you're at it, carry up your 400-pound wheelchair so you know that you can use it inside. I don't know. But if you overcome your disability, you won't need your wheelchair. So you know what? Just throw your wheelchair out while you're at it too. But in all seriousness, why would society need to accommodate us when we could just overcome our disability? Well, I have some news for you. Someday I will overcome my disability, but it won't be on my own strength. Someday I will be in heaven with a glorified body, but I can't take any of the credit for that because the credit is due to Jesus. He paid the penalty of sin and death on my behalf so that I could be with him forever. On my own, I am dead in my sin. I am unworthy, but praise God, he died for unworthy sinners. My earthly body may feel the effects of sin. That's why I have this disability. And even if you don't have a serious disability, your body still feels the effects of sin. If you stub your toe, it's gonna hurt, John 16 verse 33 says, I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Here on earth, I will be grateful for the body that God did give me, and I will use it as a vessel for his glory until he calls me home. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that video was edifying to you. If it was, please check out my other content that will appear shortly on your screen here. And a huge thank you to my supporters. You guys really do bless this ministry tremendously, and God bless you all.
The video you just saw was made by Fallible Christians.
Although we diligently seek to represent the God of the Bible accurately, please understand that we are still being sanctified.
For absolute truth, please refer to the Bible.